Arguing for the Constitution as it is written and against the Trump executive order was Cecilia Wang, the National Legal Director of the American Civil Liberties Union. She is herself a beneficiary of birthright citizenship, having been born in this country to immigrant parents from Taiwan. Her presentation was thorough and masterful and never paused. She had an answer for every question, a strong answer. The brilliant Supreme Court practitioner, former acting Solicitor General Neil Katyal, said, "Cecilia Wang, my co-clerk for Justice Breyer and law school classmate, just gave a brilliant Supreme Court argument against President Trump's attempt to take away birthright citizenship. Donald Trump and his lawyers have been trying to tell the lie that the 14th Amendment was not written to apply to immigrants." Cecilia Wang crushed that argument.
In fact, the framers did consider the concept and the actual problems of immigration that were coming up at that time. In addition to this, notable exchange between Senator Cowan and Senator Conness, where Cowan says, if we have this citizenship clause as part of the Constitution, we are going to encourage these gypsies, what he called gypsies, Roma, in Pennsylvania, whom he characterized as invaders, trespassers, and lawbreakers. We'll encourage them to come into our country because their children will be citizens. He says, Senator Conness, in your state of California, you will be facing a mass flood of Chinese immigration if we adopt the citizenship rule. And Senator Conness, himself an Irish immigrant, says, yes, and I am voting for that because I believe in citizenship by virtue of birth without regard to parentage. And the third point I would make is a historical one, which is that recall that at the time the framers are thinking about birthright citizenship, there have just been 15 or 20 years of unprecedented immigration from Ireland. The Know Nothing Party was dominant in the 1850s, just a decade earlier, and they were vehemently opposed to Irish immigration. They believed Irish Catholic immigrants were unassimilable and could never become Americans. But even the Know Nothing Party, members of Congress, believed that the children born in the United States to those Irish immigrants were citizens like anyone else.
The would-be king of today's Know Nothing Party didn't hear a word of that part because Donald Trump left the room 10 minutes into Cecilia Wang's argument when it was obvious to even him that his lawyer was no match for Cecilia Wang. About an hour after he left the Supreme Court, Donald Trump tweeted, "We are the only country in the world stupid enough to allow birthright citizenship, President Donald J. Trump." He knows he lost. That's what that statement was about. He knows his lawyer was terrible today.